is a real fun one.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hi everybody.
Hello.
We're just chatting away over here.
We're talking about all sorts of things. Waiting for the countdown.
Yes. So thanks so much for coming to hang out with us today. A couple of fun masking projects, nothing earth-shattering, but
but they're really pretty. You guys are gonna love them.
So
and her Eeyore card, it's so cute, so cute. I love it.
We got our real life Eeyore here.
Oh gosh.
Thanks for noticing.
Yeah, right. It's almost his gotcha day, and so he wanted to come on camera and say hello, didn't you? Because you're so precious.
Do you know, I was watching Instagram this morning, and people were doing the Disney Eyes on Pets. Oh my gosh.
What's
I tried
that?
it, but it didn't work. Like, where you get the big big Disney eyes, and they put them on their pet, and then their eyes get really big, and they look like a Disney character.
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
super cute. I'm going to try to figure it out. I wanted to do it on Winston, his one eye. I thought it'd be hilarious, but it didn't work.
Probably couldn't tell it was an eyeball because there's only one.
Because there's only one, yeah.
Yeah. All right, bud. I'm going to put you down in your bed so I can create some cards, huh? Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well, Whitney has two really pretty cards. I'm not going to stay live the entire time with her because I always interrupt and she loses her charm.
Oh.
Kind of, like, I don't know. But you go ahead. What were you going to say about all this?
Well, we just had an amazing release. We had a release party on Tuesday, and we shared all of our new arrivals. So I'm going to be using a couple of them today. They are amazing. So if you haven't had a chance to check out the release and the awesome markdowns, I totally recommend it. It is a sure way to improve your day.
Yes,
Some
for sure.
retail therapy, right?
A little retail therapy for sure. Oh, you get so stir crazy when it's spring. You just want everything new.
Yes.
That's how I'm feeling.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's spring, fall, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I have an issue.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. You go ahead and create. You guys have a nice day. I might pop in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
So
bye-bye.
let's go down to Project Cam, and I'm going to show you the cards that we're going to do. So we're going to do this really cute little Eeyore one. This is based off of a card that Julissa had created. There wasn't a video for it. And so I just wanted to try it myself and show you guys how you can recreate this adorable card with our new little Eeyore and just some simple Copic coloring. And then here is another version of masking with just some simple ink blending, no coloring, using this really detailed new sunflower bundle by Angie Blom. So let's get started. I think we should do the Eeyore one first. We'll do some coloring. He's so cute. So this is using a brand new set at Unity called Winnie the Pooh, Your Eeyore, and it does come with Eeyore's little hut as well, but I didn't use it for this card. But I will show you how we're going to do this one. All right. So for this one, of course, we're using our Winnie the Pooh, Your Eeyore. I could not get enough of this kit. The samples that our design team have done are absolutely amazing. So then we're going to do a Craft A2 card base. We just got in stock, and I know some of you are going to be very excited about this because I am. Just grab them. We just restocked our scallop and rectangles nesting die set. So this is back in stock on the website. I'm going to be using this for all my cards today. So today I used the big scallop and then the little rectangle that kind of nests right in front of that. So you get 4 dies in here. They are awesome. I love the tiny little scallops and of course the stitch detail. So that is that. So we're going to do our stamping on this little panel here. What is it, Cheapy? Cheap's looking at me like, why aren't you cuddling me? All right. So we're going to be grabbing our little panel that we're going to stamp on right here. And I just like to grab a little bit of tape to keep this in place. I don't really like to use magnets in my Misty because they seem like there's always a little bit of stray ink or something on them, and I just do not want that happening. So out of our set, I'm going to take out the cute little Eeyore, And I want him to be kind of like down in the corner here. We're going to get our placement good for him, and then we'll work on our sentiment. So what's nice about this grid is like right now he looks a little lopsided to me. So I can just adjust, and that looks a lot better. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of put the sentiment where I think, and let's hope, yep, we have enough room. So I think we're all good. Let's check that sentiment placement, and it looks great. All right, so since we're going to be doing ink blending over the top of this, I like to use an ink that dries pretty quickly and one that's not going to smear when I go over the sentiment and stuff. I have learned this the hard way, so I'm going to use my Ink on 3 Blackout ink, and this is Copic friendly, so it will be all good with our coloring as well. So we'll just ink up the sentiment and Sweet Eeyore. Alright, so I'm only going to do that one once because the font is so small, and if you press down a lot on these small fonts, you're going to get kind of like a little like smooshed looking, so just take that out after I'm happy with it, and then I'm just going to be inking this one up quite a bit because I want the mane and the tail to be pretty dark. Oh gosh, I was just looking over on the side here, and this bed is so big for Chief and his little 2-inch legs. He barely made it up there. Poor boy. Okay, so there that is. So now what we want to do, because we're going to do a clouded sky, we're going to need to make a mask. So you can use Post-it tape, Post-it notes, any kind of thin paper, or I have this Masking Magic by Gina K, and this is sticky on the back. So to make it, I just always kind of set it right over my stamped image and stamp down again. So now we can cut him out of here, and we have a perfect mask of him for when we do our cloud ink blending. So we'll put this here, and we're going to do some really simple coloring. I'm going to do more like purpley than gray. So the two colors that I'm going to be using are BV04 and BV02. So I'm going to just start with my darker one, and I'm going to be adding this dark hue to kind of all the areas where you see there's lines and where there might be shadowing. So for me, I feel like it's going to be these areas, but maybe you're looking at it and you're like, no, it's not. So just color with your heart. All right, so I'm just kind of laying down my first color here where I want my shadows. And it's going to be like that. Then I'm going to go in with my lighter color here, and I'm going to go in with like circular motions. And the circular motions I feel like really help to blend out the color a little bit more. So just kind of small circular motions, pulling that darker color out.
Hey, Margie's wondering if you ever took a Copic coloring class.
I have taken like little mini ones, but I haven't had the time to take, like I have Kit and Clowder classes, literally like 3 years worth, that I haven't had time to take yet. But I do have intentions. So most of mine are just like self-taught, like things that I've learned throughout coloring, things I've seen on videos and tried, but no, nothing really in depth.
We did one with Chris Dayton too, right?
That was a colored pencil class.
Oh yeah, with Gamsol.
Yep, I've taken some watercoloring ones and colored pencil, but nothing Copic. But Copic also isn't like my favorite. And so if I had a choice, I would probably always just gravitate towards like watercolor or something if I wanted to do that. All right, so now that we kind of have that done, I'm just going to go in and feather a little bit more of this darker hue kind of over the top. I'm just adding another layer. That's the other thing that I find about Copics as well, is that layers. Like just kind of keep repeating until you get the desired effect, and it's always going to lighten up. So like the pigment and the alcohol really does soak into the paper, so after it dries, it's going to look a little bit different. So don't like freak out if it looks like dark now. It does kind of soak in and lighten up a little bit.
Hey, when you have time, could you give measurements of the die set?
Like with a ruler?
Or just stick it in your Misty. Like, isn't there a measurement on there?
Yeah, I guess I can. Sorry, I'm just not very good at measuring. All of the like approximate dimensions are up in the description on that. But yes, I can put it in my Misty for size reference. All right, so I'm pretty happy with him. I do see a little bit of, I got out of the lines here, so I'm just gonna take my colorless blender. Just right there. I'm trying to get a little bit of that. See, I told you, it really soaks through. All right, so we have that all going on. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of detail down at the bottom by his feet so he's grounded. So I'm just doing warm gray number 3, and I'm just gonna do some like really sketchy little marks here. Like so. Then you could take your colorless blender, like if you wanted to soften those marks a little bit, and just kind of go over the edges with this colorless blender. Mine's a little dry, so it's not really gonna do much, but there's the idea. All right, so there it is, all colored up. And now we're gonna grab our masks. So if you remember, we stamped the cute little Eeyore on some Gina K masking magic. And we are gonna cut this out, and I'm gonna be so speedy at cutting this, you guys. Look at this. Boom. So I already had it cut out, spoiler alert. So I figured I didn't really have to cut around the mane because we're not going to be able to see, you know, the little bit of ink blending clouded edges, and it just saves some sanity. So we're just going to put this...
That is so funny. I saw that sitting there a little bit ago, and I'm like, why does this Eeyore look so weird? I could not figure it out. The mane's gone.
Yep, so we're going to put that right over the top. And then we're going to take the, this is our cloud and wave stencil. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 stencil. You could ink blend or add different mediums and paste to do waves for nautical cards. And then all 4 of the edges have clouds. So I really, really love this stencil. It's one of my absolute favorites in our line. And then I'm going to be using a soft purple color. This is Lovely Lavender by Gina K Designs, and we do have all these ink cubes in our shop if you are on the market for like the perfect like little lavender color. And then I just have my purple blending tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up at the top with ink blending some clouds. So just adding that. And it's very like subtle. Like, can you see that even on the camera, Nick? I will like post pictures and stuff of this on the show and tell as well as my personal Instagram, because sometimes the camera just doesn't pick up on like the pastel hues, but trust, it's there. There's that. And I'm just rotating my clouds every time I go because all 4 of the edges are a little bit different. And then when Julissa did this card too, I thought it was really kind of clever, because at first when I did this I did clouds all the way down, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't look right. Like, what is wrong? Well, like, obviously the clouds end, and so she kind of had white on the bottom, and I thought that that made a lot of difference.
Someone's wondering if you recommend Gina's inks.
I do. I love Gina K ink. We carry all of the ink cubes, well, most of the colors that we use, often we have in our shop. So yes, I totally recommend Gina's ink. It is great for ink blending. All right, so we kind of have our purple cloudy sky here, and he's grounded down here, and we can pull off our mask. And there he is, super duper cute. And what's great about these masks is you can leave it with your stamp packaging and use it another time. So I like that a lot. All right, so let's assemble this. And we're going to be using, since I used like our really cute little restock of our scallop and stitched rectangles, I wanted to show you guys how this all like nests together and works because I just love it. So I'm going to be using some flat adhesive. Sorry, there's hair on this. It got stuck to my sweater earlier. I was walking around and Nick's like, you got a tape roll on you. Like, yes, occupational hazard. Paint or tape rolls on me and everything. Yes, so Julissa's right. She said that essentially this stencil gives you 8 cloud designs because you have 4 on each side, and if you flip it, it's the reverse, so you get 8. So it's a really good value. I find myself using it a lot. All right. We are just going to mat this down to our cute little scalloped edge here. Pull off my sweater hair. Okay, there we go.
What is the name of the markers you used in the Pooh Bear cards, and do you carry them?
So the Pooh Bear cards that I did, I used the Karen markers. We don't carry any like coloring mediums like this just because there's so much out there. But these I got directly from the Karen website. I just Googled and there was like a deal. I have like the big like jumbo pack because I knew that I like watercoloring, and so I just like went for it right away. But yeah, Karen markers, these are water-based, great for watercoloring, and they do blend well together too if you don't want to use water and you just want to use them together. So they're different than the Copics that I just used. The Copics I just used are alcohol-based, and those just are a little bit different. All right, so we're going to add a little bit of ribbon to our card base here. This is the May Arts burlap string that we have in our shop, and I believe this is the ivory color. I am just obsessed with this string. It adds like the perfect little like vintagey detail.
Speaking of things stuck, Peggy had a diaper stuck to her the other day.
Oh gosh.
Thank goodness she was home, she says.
Sounds like something that would happen to me. Our daughter is like hilarious. So my mom's a total neat freak, and I feel like my mom like taught her to be like grossed out of stuff while we were gone. And so if there's even like you take off her diaper and change her and you set it there, you know, because you're gonna bring it to the garbage after, she looks at us and she's like, ooh, guck, 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 guck.
Ooh, guck.
We're like, yeah, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get it. All right, so I made a mistake on my last card, and I'll tell you guys what it is. Not really a mistake, but something that just annoys me. So I'm gonna take my foam tape, and I'm not gonna put it across my like whole card because I did it last time where it covered the whole back, and then it kind of bumped up over the top of that ribbon, and I just did not like that look at all. It bummed me out, and so I'm just not going to do that.
Could you tell how you spell the Karen markers?
It's Karin. I think this is ivory twine, actually. It's the one that's like lighter. All right, so we're just going to take our foam, the backing of this foam tape off. This is just a foam tape I get off of Amazon. I really like it when I'm putting it down on like a whole, you know, card panel. All right. Put this down. And then we have our cute twine. I'm just going to cut the tails a little. But there is that finished look. So this one is one I did earlier, and you can see the ears are slightly different because this one has had more chance to kind of dry and settle into the paper. But I think both are so, so fun. So thank you, Julissa, for sharing this idea with us. And maybe she created it completely different, but this is my method of doing that card, and I just thought it was so fun. A great chance to kind of try out some masking techniques.
Julissa says you nailed it.
Yes, that's always what I want to hear. All right, so we're going to do another really simple masking technique. Like literally the hardest part of this next card set is going to be cutting out your mask. That's it. All right, so we're going to set this one aside, and I'm going to pull out this brand new set. It's called Sending Love and Prayers Sunflower, and it is by Angie Blom, and it's a huge cluster of sunflowers. So I haven't gotten a chance to watercolor this up, but I'm really, really excited to do so because it's like a nice size for coloring. And if you look at the back of mine right now, it is gray foam. This is not how yours is going to be. Yours is going to be like the Rolls-Royce black foam. This is like some old stuff we were trying out, and it's what we had at the moment. And so I said, I'll take that stamp, I'll use it, but this is much better, and just rest assured, yours will not be like that. All right, so we're going to be using this sunflower, and we're going to do 3 white card bases. These are A2 card bases. And then again, I grabbed my favorite new die set that we just got back in stock, the scallop and rectangle die set. And we are going to stamp on our 3 panels here. Make some room here so you can see. Oh, look, a little imprint of Eeyore. All right, I do need my big Misty. This is a big stamp. All right, so I kind of want to do where I have 3 different orientations of the stamping. So I'll probably do one down here, one up here, and probably one over here on each. So they're all a little bit different. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick this down. So again, when we're going to be doing masking and ink blending, just make sure that the ink you're using is not going to smear. So my first trial, I did go ahead and I made my mask with the VersaFine Clair and stamped it with this, and I love this ink because it's so dark and vivid, but it just didn't dry well enough, and when I went over it with the ink blending, it did bleed into it, and it just didn't hold up well. So use a fast drying ink like, like a Ranger Archival or a StazOn or something like that. This works really well too. This is Ink on 3 Blackout Detail ink.
I've never re-inked a stamp pad before, and I did just re-ink that one, so I don't know if that's why it was so juicy, but that could have been it too.
Could it be? So we're going to do this bottom corner here. And we're just going to ink this up. This is such a beautifully detailed stamp by Angie. Ukraine, and so that was Angie's inspiration for the sunflowers, since it is their national flower there. All right, so we're just stamping this down. Takes me a little bit just because of this. I feel like this gray foam isn't as squishy too, so it's not like a really awesome representation of our stamps, but...
Can you compare this die set to the Whit kit one that just released?
Like size-wise?
Are they the same or similar?
Nope, they're completely different designs. So the one that came out in the Whit kit is like kind of like a postage stamp design. Whereas this one is scallops and rectangles. All right, so we're going to do this one. I'm going to go ahead and just pop another panel in here in the same way. And then we'll just rotate it when we do our sentiment and stuff. So it'll be a little bit different. All right. There's that. And the postage stamp one that was in the card kit, we will eventually have in our lineup of products.
Ooh, Jalissa says her trick is to use a hybrid ink first, color the image, then stamp with VersaFine Clair.
Yes, that would be really awesome too if you did,
Kept it in the same spot.
Yeah, kept it in the same spot, not like me. All right. So I'm going to do one last one, and I want it to be a little bit different. So take this. I want it to be on this bottom corner here. So I'm just going to position where I think, like so.
Julissa, I'm so excited for that vlog you're going to be doing. Her and I have been messing around with something pretty fun, and it's going to be a good one, so stay tuned.
Yes, it is going to be really awesome. I love the idea you guys are working on. All right, stamping that down. Perfect. So now we need to create our mask. And so we're going to use that same method we did for Eeyore. So I actually have all mine cut into strips because I used this for a class. And I ended up with like a billion extras, so that's why mine are like this, and I just tape them together. So I'm just gonna go like so.
Deborah has a really good question. She's wondering what a hybrid ink is.
A hybrid ink is one that works with watercolor and alcohol markers. All right, so we're stamping our flower down on here to get our mask. There it is. And like I said, the hardest part of this is just going to be cutting it out, but it really isn't that bad if you just commit and do it. So I have mine already cut out. I'm just going to reuse. Make it easy for us. And I don't want any of my ink like smudging, and so I'm just going to go ahead and just speed dry this. Just kind of heat set it before I go in. So I don't want anything ruining my cards. All right. So I have a really fun ink set that I wanted to share with you guys. This is in our shop right now. You get a set of 3 inks, and these are hybrid inks. So they are fast dry, all surface ink, and you get 3 different colors that work really well together. This is the tropical fruits one. So we have lime, burst, rubber duck, and Panama rose. So we're going to use all 3 of those because they're all so fun. All right, so let's start off with the yellow, I think. So we're just going to grab our mask and figure out where it goes and go from there. All right, so I usually just pick a point and kind of just start there and slowly kind of put it down over the top. We'll adhere that down nice and tight, making sure all those little cuts are down. And we're going to grab rubber duck to start with. And yes, you can ink blend with these. It works beautifully. I'm using my little yellow ink blender.
I love those colors.
Yeah, aren't they fun? They're really great for spring, which I thought was going to be fun to show because I'm just feeling those spring vibes. So for this technique, I really want a heavy concentration of the ink closest to the flower, and then we'll pull out towards the other side to kind of have like an ombre effect. And you can just kind of repeat so you get the concentration of color that you are hoping for. And then we'll just go over there and kind of feather it out. All right, so there's our yellow. We can pull the mask off. And it just really makes it pop. So I love that one. Let's go in. We're going to do the next one here. And let's just see.
Sue loves the way you pieced your masking paper together.
Oh, thanks. All down there, and we're going to grab the Panama Rose from that one. Get my pink blender out. And again, we're going to focus most of the color right close to our floral, and then we'll feather it out.
I'm obsessed with these colors. They even look good on camera.
Good. I love the like peel and reveal, how it just makes that image just pop. So that's fun. Now let's do our green one here. The key is just getting your mask lined up well. It's all good to go there. Now we're going to go in with the Lime Burst and do ink blending on this one. All right. And this is just a very soft, like kind of minty green color. All right. So we'll pull this one off.
Julius was wondering if you've tried blending those colors into each other.
I haven't, but I thought that they would be really pretty, especially the pink and the yellow, like doing this technique, but with maybe pink here and yellow going on, I think would be really, really fun. And, you know, vice versa. I think all these would look really well paired together. I just didn't get that fancy. All right.
Sue's wondering if that cloud stencil's for sale on the website.
It is.
Or
It is called...
on sale.
Oh, it does not go on sale. It is always at that price. Our supplies generally don't ever go on sale. We just extend our best price right away for those.
But it is on the website.
Yep, it is on the website. It's called Cloud and Wave Stencil. All right, so we're going to add some sentiments to these, and I grabbed this adorable new sentiment kit. It has Eeyore in it, you guys, with butterflies, and I'm obsessed. And it just has like the most heartfelt little sentiments in here, and so I grabbed a couple of those from Ungloomy Day, and then of course we're going to use one from Angie's set too, Everything Will Be Okay. So what I kind of like to do before I get going is figure out how I want my sentiments to be, like where I want them and whatnot. So I feel like Everything Will Be Okay. It would be great there. All right. So I feel pretty good about those. Start with this one. And I'm going to grab my black ink and stamp down. Hope moves us forward. I love that. I love the font with this. So fun and pretty. All right, let's go in with our yellow one. Same thing, black ink. Everything Will Be Okay. These are turning out so fun.
Could you say what the ink set is called one more time?
Sure. So the ink set that I am using right now is our Nuvo Diamonds Hybrid ink, and it is the one in Tropical Fruits. We have another set of colors too, but the colors are kind of more like fallish. But I just grabbed this one because I thought it was really pretty for springtime cards. Great for this technique. So, all right. So this is another one from Ungloomy Day that I'm loving. It's just so cute. All right. And it says, it never hurts to keep looking for the sunshine. Oh, dang it. I wanted this one to be on the yellow card. Oh, well. Oh, well, it works. All right. So here is our card set. And these go really, it goes really fast putting them together. So I'm just going to show you what I had going. So here they are. I just popped these up on some white A2 card bases. And I added, hi honey, and I added some embellishments that kind of coordinate. We have all of these colors in our collection too. So on the green one I used our like spring little...
Mom, can I help?
Yep, one sec honey. Spring little enamel dots on this one. On this one, it's kind of like a yellowy confetti sequin that I used here, and then kind of a light pink on this one, just to kind of keep it all color coordinated.
Yeah, accidentally.
And, oh, we got an inky emergency. Here you go. All right,
Ooh,
so that's that. And if you missed the first card, I colored up sweet little Eeyore and shared how you could do some masking techniques with Eeyore, creating a cloudy sky. So lots of fun with masking today.
Everyone's saying hi, Ev. Jima says hi.
Hi, Jima.
Yes, so Evie gets off the bus here every day, so he just got off the bus and
Yep.
he's hanging out till we're done with work. All right, so I just wanted to come live today and hang out with you guys for a little bit, try out these new arrivals because they are absolutely amazing. If you are wondering what stamp sets were used, again, we used Ungloomy Day, just a couple of sentiments from this one. Absolutely love it. The flowers are from Sending Love and Prayers Sunflower. So that is a must-have. And then, of course, our sweet little Eeyore
Mom,
is
what are you
from
gonna
Winnie
do
the
in
Pooh, Your Eeyore. So, 3 sets, and, of course, our fun little ink trio.
I want to take the ink.
Everett, do you like Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah?
Yeah.
A little.
A little.
Yeah. Just kidding.
All right, so thank you guys so much for hanging out, and be sure to check out all the new arrivals and amazing markdowns that are happening
I
right
made my
now
eyes
through
water.
next Tuesday. Bye, everybody.
You say bye, Ev?
Bye.